Mo'Casso here in the Raw Talk with my amazing co-host, Miss Chai. Miss Chai, tell everybody what's up.
Hey guys, what's going on?
And y'all know we are here for our Raw Talk, where we come together every single Saturday at 3 p.m. Pacific time. And yes, the times did change because that's what the world decided to do every couple months. Change time around. So, we make it work so that we can, support everybody within this Raw network because we do go to Shiva Leela Saturday Night Live. Quick plug for that right after this. But we're going to dive into our Raw Talk right now because we've been sharing some amazing, interesting, head scratching topics all throughout this week. I'm telling you guys, some of them made me be like, wait, what's happening? And some of them just makes you we've been following along with them. Like this FTX is up on the board again today, so I'm ready to dive in. How about yourself, Miss Chai?
Let's get it. Let's do it.
Okay, bet. What is first on the itinerary for today?
So for the Raw Talk, the itinerary is going to be Al Porn is ... amazing. We have Wolf of Wall Street, FTX. You guys know that's been a really big buzz that's going on. Actually hilarious to say the least. The future of NFTs and crypto. Excuse me if I mispronounce this name. I'm gonna say her first name S. Robinson. Tragedy ? So I don't want to say the lady's name wrong. And then the last one, just for something light here, we have B. Simone. She doesn't shower every day. What? Crazy.
Let's get into it. And I love the picture here. And Miss Chai said she will have that set for us on Friday. So you guys know we tell you we want to hear what you guys want to talk about too. So I hadn't been dropping the Twitter thread, but this week I will drop that Twitter thread, and I want you guys to add to it throughout the week or in the Discord. I really have been liking it in the Discord as well, because I've seen even other people comment back when we post the random things and be like, whoa, what is that? And it's like, yes, come to the talk on Saturday and let's talk about it. And I see you guys listening on the podcast. So if you want to actually be a part of the conversation, again, click the link, join us here in the Seventh Wonder, and actually be a part of the conversation. At the end today, I will show you guys a quick little tour around the space again, because again, we have a lot of fun stuff set up for those that do stop by. But let's get into this Raw Talk today. Miss Chai, what's our first topic for today?
So our first topic for today is going to be Al Porn. Semicolon is amazing. I don't know why I said semicolon.
Oh, girl, and it's AI. Oh my gosh. I was like, wait, what? AI, like artificial intelligence.
Oh! That's pretty wild. So what did you get from what it is that they're doing here?
Okay, so first of all,
I got a perspective.
Let me pull my screen up over here for everybody watching with us right now, and I'm gonna split my screen so that you guys can see exactly what this is that we talking about. And it is PG-13, so y'all don't have to be too worried about it. But so here we go. Okay.
I had to throw that little disclosure in there.
It is. Okay, and so here we go. So taking a look here in our Raw Talk chat. So it was this tweet right here that I seen, actually David Schwartz post, and it said AI porn is going to be amazing. And like look at the arms on one side, and it was like, so if for those that are still new to this space, and you may not know what AI is and how it works. So in the simplest way, it's like you have a prompt, or you create a prompt, and you use tech to just put in your prompt and then it generates it for you. So say for example, there's this one metaverse where it allows you to change your clothes, right? So it has one jacket, but you say some words. So you can say like shiny, blue, sunrise, happy, like whatever words and feelings, textures. You can say leather, anything that you want this jacket to look like, and then the AI will generate that for you. And you can do that with anything. That's how a lot of people are actually creating NFTs now, AI generated NFTs, because again, you can use this, technology to say, hey, create me this digital fashion that looks like this, and then the AI creates it for you, but it's your prompt, so it's still kind of your intellectual property in a sense. So it's been really interesting to watch how people have been using AI to do different things, like create spaces, or I know a lot of people are excited for like them being able to create 3D objects for you instantly. But when I seen this porn, I was like, hold up. They done, and I seen the arms was all discombobulated. I was like, hold on.
Yeah, because I was like, what did you send? Like, what is this? All I see was the caption, and I was like, oh, let me see what's going on here. Because I think that was the first topic that you put in the Raw Talk, and I was like, okay, we have to talk about this.
Yeah.
But yeah, the arms, I'm like, what is this?
It's like, okay, so what would your prompt be, Chai, that you would want to watch? Never mind. Maybe that's not about to be PG.
I thought it was keeping it PG.
Oh, never mind. Scratch that. That's gonna be in the After Dark segment. But no, seriously though, and it's coming because a lot of times people don't even realize there are a lot of VR chats where people use these chat rooms to be getting freaky, and there's a whole industry for it already. So, again, thinking about AI, and you already know, like, women went crazy when they got the little rolls, and men, went crazy when they got the little fake butt. Yeah. And imagine if, like, you can actually see somebody and you talking to somebody and you really, think you're there. And if you watch that show Upload, and, they got it was like a bodysuit, and they had, like, fingers all inside of the bodysuit so that, like, you felt the touch everywhere. It was just, like, crazy to think about, like, how advanced things can be and how that can, like, really become, not past funny, right? Like, right now we're like, oh wow, interesting, but like, seriously, what would that look like and how would that be? And seeing the examples that have kind of been out there so far that's coming and happening.
Right, and the more you dive into it and see it, the more your mind can expand on, okay, what is it that they're doing here? What is going to actually be created? And you don't know what that is going to be created. Just like, for example, we didn't know COVID-19 was coming. We don't know what the imagination of one person and how, like, unlimitless that's gonna be. I don't know if unlimitless is a word, but it fit the description.
Girl, I feel you. I've been making up words since I said evolutionizing the other day. I'm like, I don't even care. It's a word now.
Because you don't know how, like, that's why they say the imagination is so vast, because you don't know what someone's thinking and how far they're willing to go with it. So that's my real take on it, for real.
I love it. Well, everybody, if you got some ideas about what you guys think about AI porn, drop it in the comments, because we would love to read about it, or drop it in the Discord as well. We would love to talk more about it. If you see, I've added this little arrow in here so that we can move it along as our topics go. So Chai, feel free to take over that arrow if you like. I just moved it down as well. What's our next topic?
So our next topic is going to be Wolf of Wall Street FTX. So, like, I seen that this morning. I'm like, okay, why they got Wolf of Wall Street on here? This man went to jail, came back, and now homie's is a celebrity. Like, and is still making money. And then now they have him on here talking about FTX. And I have to actually go back to the. I wish I had it up. I don't have it up, but um, you have a reporter basically asking him like questions about like what it is that's going on and how do you feel about FTX, and it's just like a lot of people are calling him an idiot essentially, and it's crazy as you dive like more deeper into it, like who's handling money now, what's going on in companies that have had stake in this whole situation are now like losing out on money. So
Mm-hmm.
it's just funny to see actually in like where they're getting their information from, who they're consulting, because I'm not sure the guy's name. Do you know the guy's name? Wolf of Wall Street. I can't think. Jordan something.
Jordan Beckford.
Yeah, biggest scammer of
Mm-hmm.
scammers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
And
he almost got away with it
yeah.
if it wasn't for the meddling FBI.
No, seriously, and you know what? I got the answer to. Well, I don't have the answer. Well, I ain't gonna expose the answer. But you know, there's a message, right? When we watch television and we say, "Oh, you're watching a program," like that's for real, right? Like even right now, we're running a program, a series. You know, once we decide to create topics and roll out consistently and you know have a mission with what we want to put out there, you know, that's a program. And the people that have orchestrated that, especially the FTX that have even come to this point, you know, that's a big group of people that is orchestrating that, right? The people that you see are the puppets, those are the faces, but behind those people is even a lot more. So when you see people like the Wolf of Wall Street reading that, it's because just like how me and you were talking about how different personas attract their own audiences, that's not something that I thought of. It's something that is created and proven, and that's what it is, you know. So that's why you see people like him coming out there and speaking on it, so that he's letting his audiences know and trying to alleviate it in that way. Or you know, a lot of the backlash that I've been seeing is from like people like, oh, Mr. Wonderful, and a lot of these other people that say, you know, they've been almost acting like he's a child, when they're like, first of all, that's a grown, that he's not a child per se. You know, I don't want to say he's a super adult because he is still young, like what, maybe 18 or something in college. But also, again, I think you know, on Twitter they always give you that flip, the other side of the coin, like, okay, well, if somebody else of another race come out and do this, I want to see this same sympathy, acting like this was just some, oh, they didn't know what they was doing, let's figure it out kind of thing happening, you know. And again, it's I heard one reporter saying it, and she was, you know, stern about it, like, no, let's stop acting like he was a kid and stop, you know, allowing that narrative to even take over, right? Stop letting that media that all has that same script that's painting it to look like it's something it isn't, you know. And let's take it back and focus on what it is, because like you said, there are real people whose livelihoods were affected by it, and that's what I always feel the most horrible for in these situations, where it's like, you know, no matter if this was some big mission, because you know they have some real actual good ideas on how to you know, bring in the regulations and, like, you know, a part of a bigger agenda, but right now you really took out people's life savings that they probably not about to be able to do whatever they, you know, need to survive right now in different ways. And so that's where my conflict always comes in with that. So when I see these, you know, big guns again coming in with their narratives, trying to come and clean it up and pacify it, where it's like, no, real people have real messed up lives right now. We can't just downplay it. And it's very interesting to see how a lot of the media, it seems like, has been shining that light, right? I feel like back in the day, you know, people would just say one thing and they'd be like, oh, okay. And then there'd be like this underlying, like, this doesn't sound right, but we're not going to say nothing. But there's actually a lot of people that are saying things like, no, we see everybody's connected. We see this is all pre-planned. Y'all wouldn't treat nobody else like this. This is not right. And we need to be talking about what's really happening right here.
And y'all, that was raw. Period.
Period. Okay? And if you got some thoughts about it, y'all know what to do. Drop it in the comments because we want to talk about it. You know, we just sharing our own opinions. That's my thought. Chai shared hers. Y'all want to talk more about it? You got to be here or you got to drop it in the comments. You know, otherwise we're going to keep rolling through these topics. And next time, Chai, too, you got to remember to drop those things in the chat, too. So that way we can even see those, referred to them. Because it's cool, too, to kind of go back and, like, look at the past few weeks' news and be like, man, it's crazy out here.
And no, true, facts.
And so moving this...
It is crazy out here, and it's getting crazier. Sorry, go ahead.
For real. And so moving this little arrow right along to our next topic here, Miss Chai.
All right, so the next topic is going to be the future of NFTs and crypto. So, I know you've been talking heavy about crypto, and I actually saw my awesome picture, which I'm so excited about, and I'm really going to drop that in one of the spaces. I've been thinking about where I'm going to drop that at. So that I'm super excited about. But yeah, what do you think the future, like crypto, a lot of stuff been going on with that, and then NFTs and how that's kind of been like dying down. But the people that know it hasn't.
Yeah, you know, I think the way I always like to explain it is like you have to think about it. When you think about institutions and like the real hitters in the space, like the real businesses that make our economy go around, because you know that's even when I'm talking to someone like yourself where it's like we're talking about business, it's like let's not focus on the 85% of people and try to suck the last $5 that they got in their account. Let's focus on the big businesses and you know following the money and the banks and everything like that. And so when understanding that philosophy, you know that the banks like to buy low. They're not going to come in and buy when things are high. They're not going to come in and buy when things are unregulated, unclear, and still just testing. You know, it was funny. One of the things that I had heard when one guy was kind of explaining the past few years was just how a lot of people entered into different experiments without different social experiments without even realizing it. And why I really like that idea is because even when we talk about how we just talked about FTX, right? And they all come from MIT and these different universities that really run social experiments around the world to really see what will happen in order to be able to pass laws and make changes that change our society. So again, that's why, you know, I kind of even alluded to that in how we were just talking, where it's like, you know, because I can understand that things have a bigger mission than what they appear. You know, it's never as clear or as simple as it seems. Although I like to simplify it, you know, and that's just to get people in so that you can keep going further, though. And so once you take it further, though, it does go further. And so understanding that, it's like, you know, crypto, this is going further. You know, this is just those beginning stages of what it takes in order to build that infrastructure to see what will break it so that it's a solid foundation that will continue to be building on top of. You know, we understand that 99% of cryptocurrencies aren't about to be around anyways. So it's going to take different regulatory situations to happen in order for that to appear, you know. So when we're in these kind of stages where it's like that hasn't happened yet, it's like we understand that still has to happen, and these are those kind of things that are gonna make that happen. And so that's why I really like those real builders in the space that understand that. But hey, look, we're still building. It hasn't stopped our livelihoods because we're in the metaverse. We're into NFTs with utilities and incentivizing the communities and stakeholder capitalism and everybody putting in and that energy being returned and understanding because that's a part of that same future. And so when you again understand like that bigger part of what all of this is, because I was also, you already know, whenever I have my intro to the world of cryptocurrency, which I have on Udemy, which you guys can get, always on sale, so go check that out. But it's not just crypto, right? It's not just, oh, what coin to buy, what coin to sell, what NFT to buy, what NFT to sell, how to make an NFT, how to sell an NFT. It's the whole world of this all so that you understand and are building accordingly. And so, again, I just see this as that time when builders are building. You know, you see, that's what we're doing. We're building, we're being consistent. And whenever you hear another builder, you know, they're saying the same thing where it's just like, hey, we're 10 toes down in the ground building, waiting for that next bull run under, you know, thinking that, hey, that's going to be metaverse, games, everybody's trying to gamify their businesses, trying to upskill themselves, take this as a time to learn, you know, how to actually use Blender and make 3D objects, how to learn how to do things that, or learn how to use AI and use these tools that are going to be in this next era so that you are being a pioneer of that. And so I think when you think about the future of NFTs and crypto, that's what you're going to start to see. You know, a lot of those businesses that aren't going to make it, like, you know, like how internet, when the internet first came around, right? It was, oh, AOL. And now do you see AOL anywhere, or that joint's gone? You know, now we got Google everywhere. Now we got other things. And so I think it's just, again, we're at that cycle again where we've seen, you know, what this has had to offer, and we're going into that next cycle on what's really about to be sustainable, though. And those built for it is gonna, you know, be here for the long run, in my opinion.
And that's why I asked like a couple people that were like truck drivers or um, somebody that was like using that old era of thinking and like working and not looking towards the future. I'm asking them like, hey, look, when they start replacing you with artificial intelligence, what are you going to do to like counteract that? Like, what skill sets do you have to counteract that? Because going back to school, like, that again, that's the old way of thinking. Like, that is not going to get you to where you want to be. What is it? What trade are you offering as service?
And they already got the Tesla trucks out.
Digital era.
The Tesla trucks drive themselves. So what? So now you sat there and spent your whole life savings on that. Been spending the past 2 years learning how to drive a big ass truck that don't nobody need you to drive because they can have a robot do it themselves for half the price, half the time, and control it themselves. And I have to deal with you. So now what? Now what have you spent the last years doing, you know? And I know for me personally, I had just gotten to a point of like, you know, not want to look back at a year and be like, man, I wish I would have done what I knew I should have done a year ago, because now it would have been a year in. So, you know, every single day I'm just always like reassessing to make sure I'm on that right path to something that's going to be here in the future and sustainable, you know?
And that's why I invested into it. Initially, I was thinking back, like, what was the reason you wanted to invest in this education and this knowledge? And I just I wanted a better life for myself as well as, like, my kids.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and that's
And
what
to
it
teach
is.
them how to build.
Yeah, because now look at how much you have learned, China. You done been through the crypto. Now look how much you've grown in NFTs and in the metaverse. You got siblings. You've got parents. You got family. Imagine how much information just you have that you can pour into everybody around you that have even less than you.
Funny that you say that. You know, I feel like a lot of this conversation, even beforehand, has been like what I was talking about, it feels like deja vu. But my mom today was talking about, she's just like, yeah, she's just like, I'm trying to build something for, she works for LAUSD. And she's like, I'm trying to build something in here for the West District. And I need your help on that. Like, show me how to build in this space. And I'm like, yeah, it's like, it's all around us. Like, everything now is like transitioning in to like be able
Okay.
to help her means it extends out to like her grandkids and my grandkids. So yeah, I'm gonna be helping her with that project. So I'm super excited about that. But yeah, like you have to face it, and you start seeing it now even more because you're immersed in it. People talking about, oh, let's make this into an NFT, or you have people like, what is an NFT? I'm like, hey, look, get with it.
And you already
Get with it.
and you already see Chai. You already know we're filming right now a meta cast, a meta producer filming. Your siblings literally like got those same gifts where it's like you see how you're helping your mom, now your sister can come in and help, and now it's a whole family affair where, like you said, everybody's gifts can be a part of it, and it helps that changes generations forever for all of y'all, and it's amazing. That's amazing to hear, and that's what that's about, right? That's the future of NFTs and cryptos. When people see the opportunity and take this time to start building in it.
Absolutely, and I don't. It just took that. I don't want to be not. I don't want to not know. I'd
Mm-hmm.
rather figure it out than to just be in the dark
Yes,
trying to figure it out, or be too late. Because
definitely.
even though you may be on time, being on time, you still late. You gotta be early.
Right, that part.
So
Because that's where you get the most gains, right? Like it's that simple, right? That's why I used to always explain, if we want to give a crypto analogy, it's like VeChain, for example, right? You get in on it less than a penny. Okay, so now if you get, or you say you get in it at a penny, so now if it goes to 10 cent, that means what? Every 10 cent, you're making what, $100, depending on how much money you put into it. And not to get into too much logistics, but it's like that's why you get that importance of being early, right? Because now and even to simplify that example, if you buy it at a penny, that means every penny you doubling your money. And it's just by being that early. It takes that less when you get in early compared to when you get in later, and now it takes more, right? Because now it's more to learn, it's more people in it. There's already a lot going on, especially because at that time when everybody's in it, that means a game is on. So I definitely agree with you on that.
yeah, now it feels like a battle at this point instead of you not necessarily taking your time, but um, coming in there correct. And what
Right.
I mean by correct is you know what you're talking about. You've done the research. You practice. Now it's just like the hours and time that you spent. You can transition that into helping somebody else and creating something out of that.
Right.
So
Because just like how we talk about mastery a lot, they say it takes 10,000 hours to master something. That's another simple example to put it. It's going to take you 10,000 hours to master something. So if you keep delaying it, all you're doing is delaying how much longer you're going to have to take in order to master that thing that you need to master to be that best of yourself. And so that's why you can see that those differences in those that take that kind of stuff serious, where it's like, people ask me all the time, like, dang, Mo, how do you do it? How do you have all these events and all this, that, and the third? And it's because I'm always doing it. Understanding that it takes
yeah,
those hours to master it. If I'm not going to let a day go by that I'm not putting a few hours towards this dream. I'm not going to let a day go by that I'm not putting a few hours into my kid, myself, my family, because again, all of that matters. That's what we have is our time and our energy. And if I can put it into anything else, I'm going to also put it into these dreams so that I can be successful. Because again, I don't want to look back and be like, I wish I did or need more time and could have. Because I've also am, fighting procrastination. And I hate when I get to the end of a deadline and I'm thinking about those, little hours that were wasted. And it's like, this is good, but if I had another hour or two, it could be even better, So appreciating those hours and that time when I have it early before it even runs out. That's how I've even seen myself level up, because now things are done and ahead and I have time to like perfect it even.
Absolutely, I agree with you 100%. And even now, like the example, like the Valon, like I cannot wait until it's all completed. But now I get to just, okay, I want this here. I know where I want things, and I know how I want it to look. So it's just like once people are in there, it's gonna be mega. It's gonna be huge. So, um, yeah,
I can't
it,
wait.
it's just gonna be awesome, and I
Yeah.
can't wait. So.
That's raw. and
That's
that
wrong.
and that was a raw talk for y'all. Y'all hear how we go in on these topics, and we would love to hear your opinions about the future of NFTs and crypto. So drop it in the comments, drop it in the Discord. We want to hear it, and if y'all drop it in there, we'll mention it during the next crypto talk if you can't make it, because y'all know we all about shouting out the community too. So Miss Chai, I know we got about 2 more topics to roll through. What is our next topic?
Let's see here.
Can you see me moving this arrow down?
Yeah, I'm like either she's moving the picture up or she's moving the arrow down.
Yeah, moving the arrow down.
Okay, so I'm not sure how to say this young lady's name.
I think it's Shanquilla.
Shanquilla?
Oh yeah, Shanquilla.
Shanquilla?
That sounds nice. Yeah, Shanquilla.
Shanquilla.
Mhm.
Okay. Shanquilla Robinson. Ooh, that was a lot to say. Sorry. So did you get a chance to check that out?
You know what? I
did.
I did. Let me see if I can even play that video on here. Cause let me see. Oh, I pulled that up so smooth. Look how I did that, y'all. So let me pull this screen back up for y'all. Let me get back over here on Discord, because I actually dropped that, because y'all can drop any links here in the Discord. So I even dropped an Instagram link that she had shared about it here in the Discord, because I'm like, I need to know what's going on. So, oh, you know what? I think I sent it to myself.
And I put like tragedy as like question mark, because I'm like, it is tragic, but it could have also been prevented too. So, and I want to like know your perspective of like, and play devil's advocate on that, because I feel like even on this topic you can play devil's advocate.
Okay, so I cannot pull up the video. So can you just give a synopsis on what exactly happened, or what, like you said, what's the topic right here? I'll let you take the lead, and then I'll just answer your question.
Okay, so you have like this young lady, and she goes on a trip for a birthday party. I believe it's hers or someone else's. A group of people, about, it was several of them. And they go to Cabo, apparently having a good time, because I would say not 24 hours later, her mother gets a call from the friend saying that she had alcohol poisoning. And the mom's like, okay, what's going on? She hasn't heard from her daughter. And everyone's telling a different story. So somehow they get like the FBI involved. They get Mexico involved. And they do an autopsy. And it has nowhere in the autopsy alcohol poisoning. So the mom's like, so somebody's lying here. And obviously, it's the friends or whatever. And the autopsy is saying that she was beaten to death. And she has a fracture in her lower spinal cord. From there, they do an investigation. The FBI is doing an investigation along with the Mexican government, and it took them, I think, about 3 weeks, and like 6K later, they were able to get like her body back to the U.S. because the friends, they left the body there, and now everyone's like in an uproar. And it reminds me of that situation, that young lady where um her friend beat her up along with the boyfriend, and um sorry, 1 second. Yeah, they beat her up with the boyfriend, and then they chopped her up and left her in a park.
Mm.
So it's kind of like a redundant thing I'm seeing here. But yeah, that's basically like the story. And it's just been heavy going around the internet. And now they started like a GoFundMe. Kyrie has invested into that. And it's just been like a whole big thing. Everyone's been commenting about it. Like, oh, was it a tragedy? She took that girl's life because it was a fight between the girl, and then in the video it shows like she wasn't fighting back, and someone was recording it, and he was like, "You're not gonna fight back." And the girl, they fighting each other, and apparently one of the girls, she was naked fighting her, and I'm like, "What is wrong with y'all? And what was y'all doing down there in Mexico?"
Mm. That's crazy. I when I first seen you post that, I had seen this one thing where it was like it was somebody that was transgender. It was a male that transitioned into female, and he had beat up a female and killed her. And I thought that's what you were talking about at first. And so when you talk about there being this pattern, I definitely can see that pattern. And it's funny because I was watching a commercial yesterday where there's this movie for Nia Long. And the movie started kind of out like how you started, where it's like she got a daughter. And it's her and her daughter, and Nia Long, she got her husband. Her and her husband go on like a trip, and the daughter home, and it almost started out like Project X, right? You know that movie that I'm talking about, right? Where it started like Project X, but then she don't come home. I just seen it too, so I was like, when you say that, I'm like, okay. Then you said Kyrie, and I'm like, I'm just one of those people that's when I see these patterns, it's like, okay, this is a pattern. You are right. What's going on? Why are women going missing and getting beaten, or what is this narrative that is happening right now, and dying from getting beaten up and going missing?
Right. You're like, what?
That's the tragedy. What is happening?
Right. And I'm like, I know y'all, the comments will be just tripping me out.
Yes.
And unfortunately, like, social media has made it a point to just, people can say whatever and do whatever they want to do on the internet, to a limitation until somebody gets tired of it. For example, the guy that just got his Twitter back. I wish we would have had that as a topic. What's his name? Tate. Anyway, yeah, it's a huge pattern, and people don't see it, and then we make movies about it, and like, oh my gosh, that was great acting, we loved it. And if you're not paying attention, it's like, okay, why are we being kidnapped?
Right.
Where are we going? Where are people?
It's just
What are people doing?
normalizing that, right? It's just normalizing that. And it's making you think, like, okay, that's not real life. That's just a movie. Where it's like, no, that's real life. And that's where it becomes, again, into that program. And so that's why when you see that movie and people be like, oh, that's just movies. Movies isn't real life. But it's like, again, movies come from real life. Like, yes, of course, there are exaggerations.
Right.
But just like we said, it's also clues. It's also programming. It's also desensitizing. It's also a reflection. It's also a lot of things as well that when you can take it a step back and look kind of like bird's eye view at like message and like get the point of what you're looking at, again you just start seeing all of these different things different. And I think it is a tragedy because like I said, no matter what, it's sad when somebody's life is taken for any reason, especially something as brutal as that. Like you said, what y'all doing in Mexico? Why y'all naked? I didn't even get the story when the mom was talking about it. Like the whole situation is confusing, and that's again where it comes into like, okay, what's really happening around here? And it's kind of a red flag to be like, pay attention, and be mindful and make good decisions out here, ladies.
Yeah, because not everybody's your friend.
Right.
And you don't need to be out all the time.
Right.
Unfortunately, we're human and we have like certain patterns about ourselves.
Mm.
And a person is gonna know, like, okay, this person's a party person. So it means they're incoherent, they're not paying attention, they're just in their own world. Perfect victim. Boom.
Yeah.
Or prey, excuse me. And and people can be envious of you.
Mm.
People can have like underlying hatred for you.
Mm.
And it's like a lot of stuff you have to discern for yourself and be like, hey, look, okay, what is it I'm doing? Okay, assess like your own character. What type of energy am I putting out? Is it something that I need to step back from because I'm not able to look at it logically? But people don't think like that because it's just like, I'm right and I'm justified in my actions and I did it, so what? I'm gonna suffer the consequences. And the consequences don't even be consequences because people up in jail doing TikToks.
Okay.
And I'm like, what? So what are y'all doing? Y'all do a license? Y'all just do like the stupidest shit that's on your mind? Excuse me, I know it's PG-13.
Kinda, not really.
Shit,
I don't think so. I think we PG-18 because we on spatial 18 and up.
Oh, y'all do the stupidest thing, get licenses and then be doing TikToks in jail.
Yeah, no, and it's crazy because when you say that about how people can be envious, I'll give a real quick story to give an example on what that can even look like. When I was in college, it's crazy because I ended up rooming with this girl who ended up just being like psycho, and you never realize that people are really like psychos out here in this world, like really psychotic. Like you said, like just
God protected you for real.
You feel me? Like you may not understand because you think you're sane, but some people really have those issues, especially like you said when they get envious. And I should have known because I had met this girl. We had all met this girl because, like I said, we was in college. She was a local. So we had met her. She's really sweet, really naive, in a sense, because we're all young too. But she's like a local, so she's not even in college. She was our age, but she was just like, like you said, just vulnerable, right? A partier though, really cute. So she would get really drunk. And first day met her, I wasn't there, but I hear the story the next day on how my future roommate ended up putting her in the bed with this, like in this guy's bed, like because we all went, well not we all, sorry, they went to a party that night, and then the girl, my future roommate, left the other girl in like that dude's bed. And so the next morning she was going off like, oh, she set me up because she was jealous, like everybody was talking to me the whole night And like I got blackout drunk and she set me up, and it's like, at first you think that sounds like absurd, like, no, I know this girl, she wouldn't do that purposefully. But then you find out later, again, people do see that, and when they do see the opportunity to put you in a situation like that, they'll take it. And it was tragic. And when I kind of put that whole thing, all together again, like I said, you start looking at how people treat others and then treat you, and it's like, oh wow, some people are really just like that, and you have to protect yourself because some people are looking for that opportunity to take advantage or harm others.
Very true. Very true. So, playing like devil's advocate, um, do you think like it was her, not, I wouldn't say her fault, but her responsibility to like have discern who she's spending her time with, who's like consuming her energy?
Definitely. I wouldn't have been out in Mexico fighting nobody naked, and if anybody had me in a situation like that, it would be wild from the beginning. Especially for it to be your friends that are now calling your folks to have all these crazy stories. It's like, again, one of the things my mom will always tell me whenever I will walk outside that door is don't put yourself in a compromising position. Like, no matter what you do, don't put yourself in a compromising position. And I will always take that with me when I'm making decisions, like, and I wouldn't go certain places because I know, damn, that's going to make me feel awkward and uncomfortable trying to get out of that situation.
Mhm. Mhm. I've had some crazy situations. Luckily, like me and my friends, like I wouldn't say we do that in our group. We never done that in our group, and we wouldn't start at all. And anybody that we associate with is on like a, hey, how you doing? We may go out, we may not, but I'm not gonna turn up just for me to turn my back, and then I'm catching a knife in it. So, um, but I've seen I've seen girls have done it, and I'm like, what am I looking at? And you're thinking like, is this? Am I in a movie? Is this really happening in front of me? It's like, yeah, this is happening, and it's actually really scary.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, okay, my mom told me to do this when I see this. I'm seeing this, but not everything within the context of what your parent or what your guardian is saying is happening right there in the field, because what happens on in the office is different than being in the field. I'll tell
Okay.
you that 100%. And a lot of people, when they come from like small towns and the population is not that big, they get to these big schools and get to these big cities and start doing some crazy stuff, meeting crazy ass people, don't knowing where they come from, what their true background is, because everybody is a wolf in sheep's clothing and trying
Mm-hmm.
to convince you otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
So so for that young lady, that, I mean, that shouldn't have happened, but it did. And you can't take everybody, like even one of my closest friends, I'm like, we probably not gonna go on like a trip together. Like, I'm not going on a trip because I know how you get down, and that's not something I want to associate with, nor again get in an awkward situation that I gotta pull myself out of and then be like, okay, I'm all right, I'm gonna dust myself off. Whole
Right.
time I'm not, and I'm trying to pretend otherwise, and then that could lead to other problems too. So it's a ripple effect that people don't understand, and a lot of people don't want to get help for. And even to just break away from this segment here, a lot of people need therapy and don't go to and don't go to therapy.
Mm.
People need heavy therapy,
Good point.
and people are like, I'm all right. And just a caveat to Kendrick Lamar, I seen like a conversation where he's just like, I'm stubborn just like my dad. And my dad be like, therapy? I ain't going to therapy. Nothing's wrong with me. I'm not saying something's necessarily wrong with you. Something ain't right either. And you may want to get that checked out. And you may learn a different perspective that you may not have known if you would have kept the same mindset. So, unfortunately, that did happen to that young lady. She was just in the company of like demons and like in bad energy. And she just didn't know that. Or they were a wolf in sheep's clothing. And she didn't see that, and she didn't yeah, that's just unfortunate. I can go on, but
No, that
it's
was
just
that
like,
was
why
that
would you
was a
do
good
that?
point,
What's
man.
wrong with you?
Yeah. Yeah, good points right there. Especially, I like that way you brought that into it. About people needing mental help sometimes. We go through trauma, and everybody handles things in a different way. Come from different things, and like you said, when you have a different perspective or take the time to work on that different perspective, it helps. And I think some people just have to get outside themselves to even see that they got issues to begin with. So
Right. And even to also point out too, like what you were saying earlier, was like programming. And a lot of people watch these celebrities on TV
mhm.
or this reality TV fighting and stuff like that. This is all on camera. This is entertainment. This is not real. And so they take what they see on TV and apply it to their life, and then be trying to do stuff, and it don't be turning out how it's supposed to be turning out on TV.
Mm.
And then that's where you get the situations of what happened to this young lady, is because you have one, people that are mentally dysfunctional, two, they looking at and being programmed, and the people that are funding this, that's funding this reality TV, what you're seeing, that's funding this music, they all talking about taking out each other.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not gonna go too far with it, because it's gonna get too raw, it's getting too hot, and it could go so much deeper than this. I just say that it's very unfortunate it happened to this young lady. Whoever is at fault for this, you're gonna have to. It's gonna be consequences. So.
Mm-hmm. And y'all know we gonna be on it, okay? We ain't no news reporters because we ain't go to college or nothing like that. But we got our eyes on Twitter, Instagram. We watching, and just like we've been back with FTX, we watching. We're gonna be talking about it, and we're gonna keep it raw, giving our opinions. I mean, we're gonna see, who did it, what happened. I would love to hear when the clear story comes out, and maybe a follow-up to see if some type of clarity came in, because again, it's just too much confusion and a lot of people involved, and a lot going on. So if you've heard about it, you've seen it, you want to share your thoughts, put it in the comments. Y'all know what to do. We've got one more topic here on the itinerary for today. Miss Chy, what's the last thing we're talking about today?
So the last thing we're talking about is B. Simone doesn't shower every day. What is that? I've seen that, and I really chopped it up to, okay, you're an entrepreneur, you're on the go, you may not, like, you may be sleeping, or you may just be able to switch clothes because you're, whatever the situation may be. Mm-hmm. That's not something I can do.
Well, you know what? And to kind of give a overview just for anybody who hadn't seen it. So basically, B. Simone was on a podcast and they was all talking. And she was like, no, I don't shower every day, like every other day. And she's like, or every 2 days. Like if I shower on Monday. Like everybody was cool with like every other day at first, until she was like, no, if it's Monday, I'm not going to shower again until Thursday. And they're like, hold up, how many days? Like Thursday? Hold up, like you going to refresh before then or something? How we get to Thursday. Like, and she's like, but then when, like you said, oh, you're entrepreneur, you're tired, because then she even said, oh, I rather sleep than be tired or than shower, in a way. And so you just never understand people's lifestyle. But more than anything, I seen this really interesting tweet that I actually wanted to bring up about it. So let me bring my screen up here for everybody to see. So, because it was actually really interesting. Here, let me bring this up, bring the screen back up here for Miss Chai. And so here on this tweet, it was a thread, because like you said, I think that's always like one of the best things. That's why I love Twitter. I know everybody is like wishing Twitter to go extinct. We got to add that to the Raw Talk next week for sure. Talk about all this Twitter craziness, because we definitely have not, and it's definitely well deserved. So y'all make sure you catch it next week. But so this Twitter thread right here, it says, now that it's died down, and this is from Wiz Manifa. Okay, so now that it's died down, B. Simone does the same marketing tactic every time, and y'all fall for it. I hope her sale did numbers, because it was so easy to manipulate y'all here. And it's like interesting, because again, just like we've been talking about so much today, it's that theater, right? That attention grabbing, knowing what people want you, what's going to get people talking and trending, and everybody talking about you, because you was selling stuff before, and nothing happened, and so, and it was funny though, because they was like, what did she even sell? I was looking at some of the comments in there, and there was like, one of them was like, what does she even sell? And it was like, oh, a lip gloss and a 3-in-1 soap. And the one drink was like, she ain't even sell none of that, and now everybody think you musty and smell like tuna. I'm like, oh my Lord. Dang. And it's like, because it's like, what is it worth to you, for you to, what are you giving up to get? So now you're going to have everybody like, yeah, it's funny, because it's funny, but now everybody don't think you shower and got hygiene issues and really smell, and now that's going to be the butt of your joke for forever. And that's a hard joke to shake. Like, you could have went with a lot of things, but I guess, like, you a comedian, you gonna just go hard, like, you gonna be the stinky girl, like, it is funny, but...
And then also, too, like, keep in mind, like, that's a really great perspective. Like, I can't knock it. Like, it's there now. And then I was also saying, too, like, she's on the go. Mm-hmm. We got like different things going on in different cities and timelines and stuff like that. Like, you gotta be so routine and disciplined. So it's just like, okay, she may have missed like some showers, right? But she didn't specify like,
she do that all the time.
Yeah, she did that all the time. Yeah, I was trying to at least give her a little, pillow, a little buffer there. But like, the perspective is there. It's just like, okay, she does sell glosses. Now, me, I prefer Fenty, but I'm a Fenty girl. But yeah, I did invest in that as well, and she's kind of like, okay, I'm not gonna say that. That's just too raw. That's just too raw.
What you say though? That's too raw.
Yeah, that's too raw, cause then I'm gonna be right there, up there with her. This will
go viral. Like, we about to go viral, so you drop a new wig collection, go viral.
And I won't hear the end of it. But yeah, like, people at that level got a tactic for everything.
Right.
And when you selling and you wanting to make money and live a certain lifestyle, like, shit, you got to maintain it. So it's just like, if I got to call the paparazzi to come take photos of me going inside Drake's party just so it can build buzz and get people talking, and me now running ads and me now seeing all those ads, and then the revenue that's put into it and the profit that comes out of it, shit. Let's run that play.
Right.
Like,
Oh, for
But
free,
now,
all you
yeah,
gotta
like
do
you
is
said,
go
it's
say
gonna
you
be
don't
the
take no shower, and everybody gonna be talking about you, looking at your stuff. Your insights about to go up. More people gonna want to
yeah,
book you
cause
to
I
ask you if you shower just to smell you, make some jokes about you.
and then you know the girl gonna shower,
Right, and then you
and she
seen
probably do
now
shower.
now you seen everybody pulling up clips from when she was on Wild and now you know pulling up little stuff from there with people making jokes here and there about it. So you know there's a tactic for it. And again, it's just like that stuff when we talked about once you master it, once you see what works, you know what works, and you do that. You know that's why she don't care. She don't care if people think she stink or not. She
Like,
at home.
damn.
She at home with her baby with her check doing whatever she do.
Yeah, she don't. She does not.
I think
care at
so.
all.
I think she had a kid.
It's like
I think she did
somebody
just have a
gonna
kid. Didn't she
see,
just
I
have
was
a
about to say it
baby?
again. I was about to do it again.
Didn't she just have a
B.
baby?
Simone?
I think so.
B. Simone had a baby?
I thought so because I
There's
thought
no
right when
way.
she was with Fenty lingerie, she had got pregnant because I swear I used to see her in Fenty lingerie pregnant, and then she had the baby. I think so, bruh. I'm gonna go look at it. I gotta double check.
I don't think so.
I
I
gotta
don't
double
think she had a
check.
baby.
I'm gonna double check and
If
show
she had a
you.
baby, and I'm like,
I could have sworn she was doing Fenty lingerie pregnant.
I don't think so. I don't think
I'm
so.
gonna Google it right here. Let me see.
I want to see it too.
Let me see. I'm gonna drop the picture right here. I sure am. Let me see. I think I'm screen sharing right now. You can see me right here. Bring the screen up. Okay. B Simone. Oh, let me. I'm not even typing. B Simone
I like that up.
pregnant. I think she was, bruh. Look, she is pregnant. I told y'all.
B. Simone?
Hold on, look, let me show you. Look, that was her right here, right? Oh no, that's not her, that's Danny. Hold on, B Simone pregnant and Fenty. Oh, you know what? It was a different girl. It's not B Simone. It's the other one that's funny. The one that's bald and was wearing Fenty. You know who I'm talking about?
Who is that?
Pregnant girl and Fenty. Yeah, J. Cole. There we go. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna find a picture of her on Instagram, but it was J. Cole. That's who it was, not B. Simone. So yes.
Man, I was like, what?
No, okay, so it
I was
wasn't
like,
B.
she's talking
Simone.
about me.
But yeah, so showers every day. Chai said she definitely got to. Forget that. I'm right about there.
I can't not shower.
I feel like the only thing that
Like,
I do inconsistently is like sometimes I'll shower in the morning, sometimes I shower in the evening. Like, and then it.
Oh, so you just kind of switch it up.
Yeah, but I'm definitely one of those people. Like, I don't know how.
Within 24 hours.
You feel me? Because I'm like after a day, it's like if I ain't showered at night, I'm gonna be in the morning like, oh, I need to go take a shower. You know, if I didn't shower that morning, I'm like, oh, by the end of the day, I'm like, oh, I need to go take a shower. It's like one of those things like, oh, where am I gonna get this done? Like after a day though, it's like, oh, I need to go take a shower. Like, hold up, I need to get this in my day somewhere. And but that's just me. I'm one of those people like I don't like my armpit feeling itchy. Like I start getting heebie-jeebies.
Yeah,
like no, I need to go take a shower.
No, I agree with you 100%.
But one thing that was funny too in the thread was how everybody was all like, I take a shower every day. Everybody that doesn't is dirty. And it was really interesting to see a lot of the females that hopped out there like, I really don't like all the girls that act like they really take showers every day too and like make that their personality. Like, ooh, I don't sit on. One girl made a video like all those girls that don't sit on the bed with their clothes and do this and that. There, she's like, well, you got dirty dick, and then she like went in, and it's like, okay, girl, like, but you know, it's just like that same concept to see. You know, everybody's different perspectives to see. Oh, you know, when everybody lying because it's like, girl. Come on now. Like you gotta have some type of understanding. Like, all right, sis, you went far out there with this. Like sometimes things happen, but
Yeah, and I just take it back to she's probably on the go.
you feel me?
She's probably on the and people and when like a shower doesn't necessarily mean like okay. Well, hold on, let me take that back. I would say, for example, like a bird bath. Like if you're just like, okay, I just want to kind of get the dirt off, at least feel clean to a certain
Mhm.
extent. You know, wash like your certain areas.
Mhm.
That's fine too.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just like, okay, I'm on the go. Let me just wipe myself down. I may not be fully clean,
Right.
but
What if you? What if?
something
What if
that
it's
it
the
should not
shower is
affect that.
nasty? If you in a trailer or something, you know, or you don't want to. You rather just wait till you get back to your own home before you shower in some other home or a hotel shower or something like that. You know, like you say, we can only understand the lifestyle that she living. So you know, for people to speak on it again, it was just a marketing tactic. Also, getting people talking, interesting point for us to talk about too. So yeah.
And then she'll be like, I'm running a sale.
Okay. Like
And
genius.
then you see like her ad somewhere. And I'm like, she done played people. Just like when they say, oh, shipping's free. If you believe your shipping is free, think again.
Mhm.
That's all I'm going to say on that. It's a tactic. It's a strategy.
Yeah.
No.
That right. You paying for it and some. So I definitely agree with you on that. And this has been One Raw Talk, man. Another great Saturday. I definitely want to show you guys a few things before we head out for the day. Just kind of taking you around our space. If you've seen us when we first came into the space, we did give you guys a little bit of a tour. But I did just want to kind of get in a little habit of running down around for you all. So one thing, actually, while I'm here on the second floor, too, Chai had popped down on the balcony and then came into the second floor. But we have some really cool things for you guys. If you want to watch this replay anytime or come here to the Seventh Wonder Raw, we have beer pong where you can actually play beer pong with others that are hanging out here. We've got an amazing spot for you to chill, play music, listen, and hang out with others that are again in here. Oftentimes you will see DJ Throwdat in here playing music as well, and the spot is open for others to again come in, congregate, play with others. You'll see those different games around our spaces often because not a lot of our spaces are open, but this one is. So definitely take advantage of the opportunity to be able to come in here, enjoy the space. We are always recording here Saturdays at 3 p.m. Pacific time. And as you can see, this is how the first floor is actually set up, where you can see our on air sign because yes, we were filming this live. And as you can see, my camera is here so you can see me. But when I was sitting upstairs, they could see actually what everybody watching on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook could see as well. So for all of you watching on those social media platforms you see, you can watch that on the big screen here in this nice comfy couch as well. And all you gotta do is come to the space and you'll be watching it right there on the screen. So very excited to, continue to be able to open up this space, have this conversation with Chai. I hope to see more of you all in here. If we're not in here and you come, you can always click on this link right here, which will actually take you to the replay of our episodes here. I'll go ahead and say, yes, let's go. And
Everyone, it's your
the
girl,
Raw Talk.
Mo'Casso.
Now you can also listen to the replay on the podcast as well, which is on Apple, Spotify, Google, Amazon, and iHeartRadio. But I do like using the YouTube video for the replays there so that you guys can watch it. But like I said, this space is open. We want you guys here, connected. I've got a quick little video to wrap this up. Before we end things, Chai, did you have anything else you wanted to add?
No, this was great. I love the topic today. I love the perspective. So, really can't wait for you guys to see that replay. And yeah, tell us what you guys think. Leave something in the comments that we can talk about for next week. So, can't wait to see you then.
Awesome. And I've got a really cool video to show you guys that I'm going to be playing at the end of every video. And since we are live right now, That means that is right about now. So give me 2 seconds. We gotta come up with a better way to play that, but here we go. Let's talk about where to find us on social media. First, Instagram, P2d _RAW Network. Same on Twitter, P2d _RAW Network, and also the _RAW _DAO, which is the same on Twitch. We're also on Facebook at Raw DAO, like that, and on YouTube as Raw Network. And you guys know we're also on our podcast, which you can find on Amazon, Spotify, Google, Apple, and iHeartRadio. And if you need to see any of that again, run it back, because you guys know we're going to be in the metaverse doing what we do. Peace. Appreciate you guys for watching.